Well, good afternoon, folks. We got Tom Paladino. Tom Paladino is an expert in scalar wave technologies, reverse engineering a lot of the Tesla stuff. I'm not going to steal his thunder. I'm going to let you tell the audience what you got. But before we get going, folks, hit the pause button, go down below, hit the Rumble, and go over to Rumble and join our Rumble, because I don't know how much longer we're going to be playing this little stupid cat and mouse game here on YouTube, because they are stifling me something beyond fierce. There's no words that could truly describe the level of stifling that they're doing. It's off the Richter scale. QFS1776.com is the holy grail to what's coming: the quantum financial system, quantum healing, the RV, XRP, XLM, XDC, all of it. Tom, welcome to the show, brother. I know you're an expert in this kind of like healing technology. Tell our audience what you guys do, how you do it, etc. And your website is scalarlight.com. Okay, so go visit his website, and he's got a nice promo for you guys.
Mel, thank you for this opportunity to speak to your audience. It's a pleasure. Thank you. And God bless America. As Mel mentioned, I work with scalar energy. Some people call that Tesla energy or quantum energy. It's very real. And this is the future. Nikola Tesla tried to introduce this technology, but he was stifled. It's free energy. Scalar energy is from the sun and the stars. This is free energy. And I am working along that vein to bring the world free, clean energy from the sun and the stars. It's possible. It's been done. And to some extent, I do that on a daily basis. So we're going to speak about this new opportunity, this new technology, scalar energy, a technology that will liberate the world.
Sure. And so tell us, how did you even get started? What did you just like wake up one day and you had a dream or something? You said, okay, I think I'm going to do scalar, wave technology for a living. Is that how it happened?
No,
Were you abducted by some aliens? How did it happen?
I studied Tesla at a young age, and I knew that the man was a genius. I knew he was onto something incredible. Tesla was working with scalar energy. Back at the turn of the century, back in actually 1899, he built a scalar energy tower in 1899 in Colorado Springs. Well, the long story short is he developed scalar energy, and he was able to power motors with this energy of the stars. Again, this is free energy. And the powers that be stopped him. The powers that be did not want him to introduce this what he called radiant energy, what we call today quantum energy. So I decided to make this a career and to at least in some way reintroduce the work of Nikola Tesla, so that we can have now free energy, and we can no longer be controlled by the cabal, but most importantly, that we can now flourish as a society. You know, if we're under the thumb of these monopolies that's owned by the cabal, the Illuminati, we're never going to flourish like a society. We need to be liberated from this demonic control that the Illuminati has upon us.
Absolutely. I totally agree. You know, I've been at this for about 31 years now. And so I've been beating this drum to, oblivion for a long time. And now people are starting to come around and say, wow, well, some people had the common decency and the courtesy to at least call me and apologize. Some people are still, are still in the clouds. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. But, do you actually have any devices right now that are actually physically producing any free energy at all?
They are. And I've demonstrated that time and time again. I work with people and animals by way of their photographs. Now, what do I mean? A scalar energy instrument is not an electrical instrument. I actually receive email photographs from people around the world, and I'm able to send energy through the photograph. There's a quantum field, there's an energy field or a force field on a photograph. This is my photograph. It has a force field. And I would actually place a photograph inside a scalar energy instrument. So this is quantum healing through the force field. I don't work with people, I work with force fields or energy fields. I want to make that very clear. And it works. Why does it work? Because energy is fundamental, and energy never makes a mistake.
Absolutely. Well, I want to thank Tracy Heat to actually, he's the guy that actually introduced us to you and he said, "Hey, you got to interview this guy." I said, "Okay, no problem." Do you do this full time as a living, or
Yeah,
you do other things?
this is my calling in life. This is my passion. And to be quite frank, it's something that really is all consuming. This is not a hobby. I've studied Tesla, I've studied other scalar energy experts, and I see what they've gone through. This is groundbreaking science. This has never been done before.
Cool, cool. And tell us about some of your experiences in regards to some of the people that you've healed. How many people have you healed? Do you have testimony on your website? If people say, "Hey, Paladino got one of my photographs and boom, I had X, Y, and Z, and X, Y, and Z went away."
Yeah, that's a good point. So one of the instruments that I've perfected is an instrument that, again, we're working with photographs, an instrument that could look at a person's photograph and pinpoint microbes, germs. For instance, an instrument that can look at, say, the Lyme spirochete, the signature of Lyme spirochete on a person's photograph, send energy into the quantum field and break apart the Lyme spirochete. Now, my website has approximately 4,000 testimonies from people around the world who emailed me their photograph. I only work through the quantum field, the photographic force field, and those 4,000 testimonies on my website are rather favorable. So that speaks to the point that something is happening, that there is indeed a quantum field that I can access, and I can improve human health, even the health of animals, by way of this Tesla energy, this quantum energy, scalar energy, as I call it.
Interesting. And did you have to go to some special college or something to learn what you learned, or did you learn from somebody? Did you read books, or did you watch videos? How did this all come about?
My collegiate career spanned probably close to 16, 17 years. I really studied very hard, and I had a broad education, if you will. But after a certain point, I had to study and take this upon myself. It is groundbreaking research. And there's only a few scientists, Tesla, another scientist by the name of Hieronymus, that I really pinpointed, and I really tried to study and manifest what they had perfected. Anyway, long story short, it's groundbreaking research. There is no college classroom for this. This is a long road. And this physics is not electromagnetic physics. This is a different branch of physics. So unless you're willing to spend the time and consume yourself, you're not going to make the advances that you need to make in this science.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Who are the most of the people that you've studied when it came to the science? Was it Tesla, or was it this other gentleman you just mentioned?
Nikola Tesla and another man by the name of Galen Hieronymus. I actually met the Hieronymus family. Hieronymus was actually received 3 patents for a scalar energy instrument, a British, a US, and a Canadian patent. So at one time, those governments recognized his prowess, his scientific prowess. Well, sadly, both Hieronymus and Tesla have been undermined, or in many ways just avoided by the press. It's an act of suppression. We realize that. In other words, if these men achieve such incredible scientific feats, why aren't we trying to reproduce their work? Why not try and resurrect their work? No, just the opposite. It's right. If anything, their reputation is besmirched. If anything, their reputation is considered to be pseudoscience. Why? Because this technology will make obsolete the existing paradigm. The military-industrial complex will change with the advent of scalar energy.
Yeah. Do you have any free energy devices right now that you would be able to demonstrate on your website, or videos that people can see something working?
Yeah, I do on YouTube. I show my instruments, and as far as free energy, I can send free energy to a person. Now, let me make this very clear. They are free energy instruments, and I can broadcast energy to anybody in the world by way of their photograph. I frequently work with people in Europe and Africa by way of their photograph. So in many ways, my instrument works like a satellite, sending free energy to people. As I learn more about this energy, then I'll be able to send free energy to light up a building. So first, we're starting with people and animals. We're working on quantum health. Eventually, we'll graduate to the point where hopefully we can light up the world with scalar energy.
Are you familiar with a gentleman by the name of John Searle?
I've heard of him. I have not studied his work. Yes.
John Searle was known as the godfather of free energy technology. He pretty much took over where Nikola Tesla left off. And I can tell you that, he had invented a magnetic motor that actually did work. And he was living in part of England. I can't think of the exact location, but the people at the local energy company realized that he was not paying an electric bill for like over 2.5 years. And so somebody went and paid a visit, and they found this device that was creating all the energy he needed and then some. Long story short, they brought him to court, and the judge realized that John Searle is a very clever individual, but they were trying to pin the fact that he was stealing the energy, like literally rigging the wires he was Bradley Lockerman. That's the name of the person that I lost track of. Bradley Lockerman. He was a actor on General Hospital and some other soap operas that I'm not a soap opera guy, but and he met him years and years ago. I thought you probably would know of him.
Yeah, I've heard of John, but I've never studied his work, and I understand he accomplished a great deal. The sad part about this is so much of the work of these intellectual giants is obscured now. It's hard to find literature.
Oh yeah,
it's hard to find an accurate account what Hieronymus did, and it's a shame. So we really have to start chronicling this information.
Right. And well, we are big advocates, and we study JSARA and NESARA, which is what's coming next. And if you go into our website, qfs1776.com, there's two websites in there that we link to. One is regarding the lobster, and the lobster, which is going to be the new stock market on steroids. And the other one is a website called qfs2020.com, which tells you everything you need to know about JSARA, NESARA, free energy technology. Everything they're talking about is about to come. And I think that, like you and I, when we were speaking off before we actually hit the record button, I think this in great part why they don't want Mr. Trump to come back. Free energy technology, quantum physics, quantum healing, all kinds. Medicine's going to go bye-bye, and the petrol industry is going to go. A lot of industries are about to get majorly disrupted, and a lot of the cabal is obviously heavily invested in those industries, and it's the reason why we have a struggle. You understand the market manipulation. Ripple XRP right now is in the lawsuit, which is Kabuki Theater with who? The SEC. It's all because there's two players on the field. There's JSARA and NESARA, and then there's the global reset, which is Klaus Schwab. Someone's going to win, someone's going to lose. I was one of the first ones, if not the first one, to realize this 3 years ago. I said, wait a minute. I said, there's another guy on the field. That other guy is called JSARA and NESARA. What do you know about JSARA and NESARA, Tom?
I don't. And I'll tell you why. It's hard for me to separate what's true and what's false, what's fabricated. So I understand that we're working on a new quantum system, a new way. We have to get away from the Federal Reserve. The American people do not own their money. The Federal Reserve is a private corporation. It's owned by the Illuminati. So what's my point? We need a new framework. We cannot depend upon Rothschild-dominated central banks. We're being impoverished by the Rothschilds and the other members of the Illuminati. Yeah. So that's what I do know. That's a matter of historical fact. As far as the new quantum system, I don't have definitive information, so I'm not going to say anything.
But someone's going to lose and someone's going to win. And it's not going to be Klaus Schwab. Klaus Schwab, you're going to own nothing and be happy. No, that's not going to happen. I think the light will prevail. You agree? Disagree?
Oh, of course. And I think a lot of people, the debacle that we've seen in the past few years of the federal government of the United States, I'll speak about my country, and the horrendous performance of the Biden administration for the past 2 years is a clear signal that the people of the United States, I'll speak about my country, are not being properly represented. This is a boondoggle. And we need new leadership. We need a new system. Don't depend upon this corrupt government the politicians who run the United States of America, many of them are corrupt. That's why we're in the position we're in. No, I look at performance. I don't care if it's a little league baseball team or the federal government of the United States. Show me performance. I want to see performance. What are you doing for me?
Yeah. Well, I think that to some extent, you might agree or disagree, they had to do it this way to sort of wake up the normies because of the fact that, look, you and I may agree on one thing for sure, that what you see in Washington, D.C. is not what it is. You're in a movie, okay? All these people are not who you think they are. The only reason why you see an Obama running around, a Clinton running around, a Biden, a Pelosi running around is simply because if they were to come on mainstream news right now and tell the American people that we already took Pelosi down to the spot down in Castro territory and she got one behind the left ear, okay, people would freak out. There are loyalists of Pelosi, Obama, Clintons, and so on that would burn down buildings and loot Target stores and Kmart's and beat up old people and set cars on fire. So to keep the calm, they bring you the clones. Agreed? Disagreed?
I agree. Everything that we see on the television today is not necessarily true and accurate. And in order to promote this new world order, this one world order, there has to be so many lies. There has to be one lie after another. So let people be very wary of where they're getting their news and how their news is being controlled. If you realize the cabal, the Illuminati, and the hundreds of trillions of dollars that they've siphoned off of central banks, the Illuminati prints money, our money.
Yeah.
And in turn, they impoverish the people. We are destitute. And the Illuminati prints our money and then puts that in their bank, and they buy up whatever corporation or real estate that they want. And what's my point? There are hundreds of trillions of dollars that have been stolen from the people of the United States, from people around the world by the Illuminati. The Illuminati controls the central banks of the world. The Illuminati prints money from those central banks of the world. It's all an electronic entry. And the Illuminati has enriched themselves to the tune of hundreds of trillions of dollars a year. Where is the wealth of the world? It's been stolen by the Illuminati. And the people of the world need to stand up and they need to say enough is enough. We want our heritage. They've stolen the heritage of the planet.
And people are worth billions of dollars and they don't even know it.
They don't.
They don't.
Everybody I'll take the United States, for example, everybody is due that inheritance. That's our money supply. But it's been stolen by the Illuminati. Our wealth has been stolen. It's in a bank vault somewhere that the Rothschilds and the Warburgs own. Our heritage has been stolen because our central bank, the Federal Reserve, is not for the people. It's a private institution. It prints money for the Illuminati. People have to wake up to that.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll ever wake up to it, but you know what? We're going to move with or without them. I will tell you, do you think at this point, do you think we'll ever get that money that was stolen from us?
By God's grace, yes. This has to come out in the open. My father introduced me to this concept years ago, and I followed the money trail my entire life. And if you really look closely, the U.S. Treasury is part of the United States government, but the Federal Reserve was created by this sub rosa group, the Illuminati, and the Federal Reserve is a private bank. It's a private corporation. And it only, if you will, abets the Illuminati. It's a money-making machine for the Illuminati.
The rest of the world isn't here yet. So we have to continue to repeat the story over and over and over again, because the new people, we're hoping to say, hey, go start your own channel. You know how to sing the song. Go sing the song. And let's, get the new people in here and let's get them educated. Because it's coming.
That's the key. It's education. You just hit the nail on the head. It's education. If the American people realized the unholy alliance between the federal government and the Illuminati, and how the Federal Reserve Bank, as well as the IRS, are controlled by and owned by the Illuminati, then it would start to make sense to these people. Why are we so poor? Why do we work so hard and we never get ahead in the United States?
Absolutely.
Because the Federal Reserve and the IRS are owned and controlled by the Illuminati. And until you realize that they have full control over our money supply, and we're being, if you will, subjugated according to this unfair monetary practice, will always be, it's if you will, it's the pyramid of structures, the pyramid of power. At the very top is this satanic cabal, the Illuminati.
Yeah. Tom, how much do you know about Antarctica and what's going on down there?
Well, Antarctica, first of all, is a vast landmass, as we realize. Right. And you can build on Antarctica. Now, what has been secreted away in Antarctica? I hear stories, I hear reports, I hear there's secret army bases. I don't have information that can uncover that. I hear stories, I hear rumors, but to me, I can't substantiate that.
What else do we need to know about scalar technology that we haven't covered yet on this particular show that people don't know about, that they should know about? I can tell you that my friend went to a place yesterday that has scalar technology. I'm not going to mention anything more than that, but he came out and he said, Mel, I got to tell you, my clarity of mind was unbelievable, which means he thinks his pineal gland got completely wiped clean. I mean, like, he had complete clarity of mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, scalar energy is a fundament of nature, and with that in mind, if you can control scalar energy, you can produce a favorable outcome. My instruments, I've perfected the instruments to be able to balance the brain waves, to have what some people call a brain balance or a chakra balance, to actually balance our 7 chakras. I have another instrument that is dependable. I can pinpoint, I can identify pathogens, germs, by way of a quantum field, and destroy those pathogen germs by way of the quantum field. Meaning what? Well, people who once had herpes tell me they no longer have the herpes virus. People who were once HIV positive, after I work with them by way of their photograph, they no longer have any viral load for HIV. So this is the quantum physics that we've heard about for years. It's an informational system. It's non-physical. And the way I administer it is so simple. I do it by way of a person's photograph, because when you're in the quantum field, you don't have to be present. You simply need your energy field, your photographic force field, to be present. So this is the new era that we're coming into, the non-physical era of information.
Sure. And now you're offering 15 days of free scalar light sessions for anyone. Offered. It's offered on your website, I understand, which is scalarlight.com.
Right. Anybody in the world can email. This is the way we work now, only by way of an email photograph. It's not a biological process. It's a quantum process. Email us your photograph. I will send energy into the quantum field by way of your photograph. We'll balance your chakras, and we have the ability to, if you will, eradicate microbes, bacteria, fungi, viruses. It's a dependable process on account of the fact I'm working with energy. Energy is, again, a fundamental force, a primal force that is dependable.
I need to send you a picture of my mom.
Please do so.
Yeah, because if we could fix my mom, I'll have you back on the show and say, hey, Tom fixed my mom. That would be fantastic. Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. I know I've seen you around a few times. I think because I used to follow a lot when I wasn't doing my own podcast, that is. Dr. Charlie Ward, and I think that's where I probably saw you.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. Dr. Ward's been very gracious to me.
Very cool, very cool. Brother, thank you for coming on. Let's do it again. And
please, thank you.
God bless.
God bless America. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, brother.